obviously in your press conference, you set a tone for the team that no excuses. Did you sense that your players were taking that tact long before we talked to them, long before you'd gotten in the locker room?
No, we were really trying to say it throughout the game, because emotions run high during the game, and when things don't work, or sometimes we like to vent, or things happen, and you're always talking about your players about play the next play, and same thing in that game. We kept saying, let's just play the next play, let's line up and keep playing. We're gonna have a chance to be in this ball game. Yes, it's unfortunate that it happened. Yes, we hate it got called back, but what are we gonna do about it? We're still down 14 points. We need to figure out a way to try to get some points on the scoreboard, and unfortunately, we were unable to do that.
From a coaching standpoint, though, is that one of the harder ones you've ever been through, as far as trying to keep your team, because there were just so many of those calls that seemed to go against you, to keep your team in that right frame of mind?
Well, you just try to do what you preach all the time. Trying to stay in the moment and play the next play. Whether it's good or bad. A lot of times you're coaching from that perspective off something you did good as a player, or you didn't do well as a player, and trying to regroup. You were trying to coach against an outside force there. Something you didn't have control over, and that's what my message was. Look, we don't have control over that. Let's just keep trying to play ball. We still got a chance. I feel like we're, in the game. Really felt like, from the first quarter on, we were controlling, what we wanted to do. We just weren't able to get any points on the board, and we were getting stops defensively. But, you have 10 penalties and 3 turnovers. It's going to be hard to be a good football team.
Well, upon further weekend review, what did you think of the calls, and is there anything you can do?
Again, I'm not, like I said after the game, they made the calls. We moved on. As a coach, you put things on tape that you have questions about, and usually that's around 5 to 10 calls. Offense, defense, special teams. There was 25 calls we sent in.
Mike, your players did have some reaction to the calls as they were made, but they weren't overreaction. Do you like the way your team mentally, maturely handled the situations as they unfold?
Yeah, I did. I thought, it's frustrating. When it was very, good defense, tight coverage, good players on that side of the ball, making it hard for us to get any momentum. And when you have some momentum plays and they get a call back, the first thing to do is to, go the other direction. And I didn't think our guys did. We lined up and kept playing, and that's what you want them to do. And that's what I'm looking for them to do this week. I mean, is to, that game's over. We're 1-1. Our goal is to try to find a way to go 2-1. The biggest challenge we got is this game this week against really an unknown opponent with a new head coach and new coordinators and not a lot of film. And if we're focusing on what happened at Colorado or focusing on other things, we need to focus on ourselves and get ready to play.